You are now watching Face to Face, live from the CSL studio. Your host, Nesta Cann.
Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Face to Face. Yours truly, Nesta Cann. And today we have a special guest in the studio with us. He goes by the name of Atiba, a.k.a. Mr. Powers.
Chairman of Good Times.
What's going on, bro?
I'm good, my brother. Happy to be here.
What you been up to? What's new?
Oh, man, what's new? Where can I begin? First and foremost, I really appreciate you having me on the show, brother.
No problem, man.
It feels good to have a fellow brother doing his thing, and I'm able to come and be a part of his craft and, share a little bit about what I'm doing.
Right.
So, without further ado, so far for 2019, it has been a wonderful beginning for me because as of, let's say, March 2018,
Right.
I signed a lease to open my own restaurant.
Oh, wow, okay.
Restaurant / lounge / bar, and I say the three different type of identities because if you've come into my place, you'll notice that I have a kitchen.
Yeah.
It's a restaurant. I have a bar. It's right in the middle. It's a slightly octagon-shaped bar, and when people see it, they're like, "Wow, this looks like a lounge."
Right.
So it's a restaurant, bar, lounge. I call it those three things, and I want to get a little deeper into that too, actually, because it's kind of like prophesizing what I actually said I was going to do.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get a little deeper into that. But so just to let everyone know, it's called Suite 704. Okay, Suite 704 is on Nostrand Avenue,
Right.
between Prospect and St. Mark's. The 704 stands for the address.
Okay.
Right, 704 Nostrand, and the suite, SUITE suite. It looks like a hotel suite. So the decor and everything is amazing. You come in there, the ambiance is really it's rich, it's modern, and you feel like you're in a suite.
Right.
So that's the new things going on for me. And December 5th was my grand opening.
Yeah.
And it's been today is the listen, losing track of time. When you open a business,
January 8th, yeah.
you lose track of time.
So it's over a little over a month and 3 days,
a little over a month, but it's been an amazing ride so far.
Okay. Well, why did you decide to pursue the career in the restaurant business? I know that everyone said that's a really tough business.
It's an extremely tough business. A lot tougher than what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
When I decided on this dream and vision, and now I can actually segue going to exactly what I said I was going to speak about, which is it was prophesized, and I prophesized it for myself. When you hear people say put something into the universe,
Right.
I want everyone to know that's real. Don't just have a dream or a goal and just say I want to open a restaurant, or I want to be a movie star. And you'll tell your friends that, and you may tell your family that, and a lot of people may say, well, that sounds great, Powers, you want to do that, all right. And I mean, to my face, they're like, yeah, let's do it, you should
Right.
do it. And then when they're walking away, they're probably mumbling, man, he's never gonna happen.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? But what they didn't know was literally I had a 3x5 index card, and I wrote down on this index card, I said, I'm going to own my own restaurant / bar / lounge. Now, when I wrote that statement, it was really meant to say, I'm going to open either or.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't care if it has to be a restaurant. I don't care if it's a bar, and I don't care if it's a lounge. My thing was hospitality. I'm a people person.
Right.
So I've always felt like, me wanting to see people have a good time. This is why, I'm the chairman of Good Times,
Yeah.
right? I really just felt like, I bring people together, I introduce them to, different ways of having fun, different drinks. I mean, the next progression, that progression has to be open your own business. I didn't want to work the regular 9 to 5. Shout out to everybody who does that. It's nothing wrong with that, because honestly, it's a stepping stone. And for me, it was a huge stepping stone. I had a lot of different careers. coming up. But basically, that was my vision and that was my goal. And when I wrote that down, I used to wake up every day before I go into my 9 to 5, and I used to look at that card. I really used to say to myself, okay, I'm going to own my own restaurant, lounge, or bar.
Right.
Here we are in 2019, and everyone's telling me, man, this is a restaurant, a bar, and a lounge.
Yeah.
And I swear to you, it's amazing. I've never, I expected to have one, but I didn't expect to find three, all three in one space.
Right.
So, that definitely is something I want people to understand. Write down your dreams, write down your visions,
Right.
put it in the universe. Tell everyone if you want, but the most important person that you can tell is yourself.
Right.
Believe in it, and no matter what you do, don't give up. No matter how old you're getting,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because people are, man, come on, man, you're too old.
Too old
to be
to saying that,
what I mean?
yeah.
And it just
You can't accomplish that at this point in your life. People
understand?
say, yeah.
And the next important thing, very important, that I want people to understand and know, that next phrase that you hear, show me your friends, I'll show you your future.
Yeah.
The people that you have around you and that you're speaking this into, they should be speaking this back into you, right? They should be breathing that life back into you.
Yeah.
If you are actively going after a goal or a vision, these people that you have around you, should be lifting you up.
Right.
They should be helping to gear you and steer you towards that vision and give you that support. I had a lot of people that
You had to cut off.
I don't want to say cut off.
Just had to distance yourself from. Right.
I had to not think that they were going to play an active role in my dream or my vision, right? But that's what my heart intended. What I mean? There's so many people that I've met, and they would tell me certain things that they wanted to do, right? And if it's in the entertainment field, I always felt like, listen, man, we can do this together.
Right.
I have these resources that I've built up throughout the years. Let's get together. Let's do this. And it may not have been a restaurant at the time. It may not have been a bar, but it may not have been ours, but we were in the environment because we're promoting.
Right.
Right. And I used to always tell these people, man, we used to sit down, have meetings, and first, let me just say, this is no one in particular I'm talking about. I don't want the crowd of people to be like, oh man, he's talking about such and such. But it really isn't. Guys, I want y'all to know that, I turned the big 4-0. I'm telling my age.
Yeah.
Not ashamed. I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, you don't look 40.
Thank you, my brother. That's that whiskey, man. Hey, whiskey.
Whiskey. All right.
So, throughout me being 40, I started my first promotional team was Star Power Entertainment, and that was since 2002.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
Right?
It's been a while.
Yeah, this is a very long time. We're in 2018, so that's 16 years ago. So there's not one person in particular that I'm speaking of, and I think that everyone that I have interacted with has helped me grow,
right,
and has helped me learn, and prepare me for this, point in my life. So this is not to down anyone. So I really let me just make that clear, because honestly, I still appreciate all my friendships, all the people who did believe in me, all the people who, even if it wasn't the people who didn't believe in me, because they helped push me as well. But I just say that to say, sometimes you may have a goal and a vision, and you have certain people, on your team, and they have a different path.
Right.
Let me put it like that. They have a different path, and their path may not be the same path as yours, and you got to try to figure that out, because now at the end of the day, if you're trying to pull that person, or pull these people, or pull that person here, for example, maybe this person wants to be a DJ,
right?
You know what I mean? And that's where their heart is at.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. That's dope. You know what I mean? But they can't own. Not that they can't. They are not interested.
Yeah.
Right. And your goal as much as you're interested in your goal. So you have to allow them to do what they got to do,
right,
and become the best version of them that they can be. That means letting them do what they want to do, and not trying to pull them into your own goal. And figuring that out can be difficult, because sometimes those goals do intertwine. A DJ will be in a bar, right? Or
right,
DJ will be, in that type of setting.
Right.
So now here we are working together, and we're like, yeah, you know what? We're going to have our own. Instead of me DJing in somebody else's place, we have our own place, and now, I can spin. But, the truth is, if that person really doesn't have that true vision of all they're seeing is restaurant, bar, lounge. And really, what they're seeing is, okay, I can't wait to get home and fix these crates. You know, it's different. You know what I mean? And you know, what they're gonna spend their energy on is not what you're gonna spend your energy on. And you know, one of the next things I actually want to point out to that is, don't be afraid to partner up with people who really was not in your immediate circle. Yeah. You know, because I think that I was actually in a better place at maybe 22, 22 to 24 to do what I'm doing now than I am, you know, at 40. You know what I mean? And I don't mean because of my age. Yeah. I'm just talking because I had less responsibilities. Responsibilities. You know what I mean? And I just didn't have the right, I think, mentally, I wasn't 100% ready, right? And then the people I had around me at the time, you know, we all had different goals and different things that we wanted to do. So I didn't have the, you know, that extra person on my right or left that was saying, yo, man, yeah, let's nudge me. Let's do this, man. Yeah. You know, why are we just, you know, settling for this? Let's do that. And, you know, as I got older and I started realizing, you know, it's like, you know, I felt like I was just forcing certain people to see a certain vision, you know, that maybe, you know, it's not what they want to do. And you have to be their friend and, you know, understand that, you know what, this is not what you want to do, and it's cool. Right. You know what I mean? You know, let me find some like-minded individuals that have the same vision that we can sit down and say, you know what, you want to open a bar? Yeah, well, you got these resources? Well, I have these resources. Man, let's sit down. You know, let's put it to paper. Let's figure it out. Let's make it happen. Right. You know, and you know, shout out to my partners. You know, some of them like to be in the front. Some of them like to be in the front. Right. So you know, I have some partners that, you know, they are very integral, you know, to making this happen.
Are you the sole owner of the restaurant?
I have a partnership.
Okay, cool.
Partnership, and my people. Right. The Caribbean community, the black community, understand this, because the funny thing is, the first thing that people think about when you say that, oh yeah, man, it's a bunch of partners, so you know.
Yeah, I know.
Look, guys, this is why we don't have nothing. Yeah. You know, if you go into certain communities, I don't want to sound, because, you know, right now is the United States is divided, so I don't want to say this community and that community sound like that, but I want to speak on the truth of the Caribbean community right now and the black community. We down partnerships, which is a partnership basically can help. Well, it starts with cooperative economics, right? That's us putting our resources and our money, pooling our money together so we can open a business. If any one of you guys have an idea out there that you can do by yourself, right? Guess what? You're not thinking big enough. All right, your idea is not big enough. Yeah. Go back, sit down, come up with an idea that you're gonna need help with. Right. Okay, that's the idea that you want to go forward with. Right. Trust me. Right. So, when you look at certain communities, you're like, why they own all these buildings? Yeah. Why they own the whole block? It's because they didn't sit like us and say, I don't want no partner, man. I want to do this by myself. Yeah. You know, partner, nah, man.
Actually, they do partnership. Like the Jews, and they don't buy. They have money. But they don't buy, so they just go half and half. Or there's a lot of them partnership and they buying one building.
The way they do it, right? They will say, "Hey, you know, let's say we are them. So listen, you and I we're gonna buy this building, right? Right now, after we buy the building, we got John over here. Yeah, John wants to buy a building too. Right. So what we're gonna do is let John come in to our thing, right? And we're gonna use our buildings plus whatever resources he's bringing into it to get him a building. Right. Right now, we get John's friend too. Right. We want to get John's friend a building. Yeah. So now let's bring John build the building. We got John, our buildings, plus that person resources to get another building. Yeah. And at the end of the day, they own the whole block. Whole block. And you're wondering how and why, because they understand that we can take over this whole neighborhood. Right. Right. All we have to do is we pull our money together. Right. Because the black people ain't gonna do it. Yeah,
as it says, strength is in numbers, right?
You understand? Strength is in numbers. Yeah. I mean, I really want them, you know, my people to understand that, man. You know, stop it. You know, because trust me, that's the first thing I see. They're like, oh man, are you by yourself? And you know, it's like if you don't say you're by yourself, they look at it like, you know, like
you're not really a business owner. Yeah, exactly.
Are you bugging? You know what I mean? You know, once you form an LLC and everyone's under that LLC,
Right.
you all own the business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You look at documents, you'll see my name, you'll see my partners. End of the day, like, it doesn't matter. That's not, you're looking at the smaller goal when you're thinking like that, because at this point, I don't want this is not going to be my last.
Yeah.
Right? You heard it on DJ, excuse me, not only DJ, but you heard it on Nesta's show first.
Yeah.
This is not going to be the last. You are going to see a couple of Sweet 704s pop up, and that's
Right.
because I have partners.
Yeah.
We're very strong, and we have the same vision, the same goal.
Yeah.
People, get out there, partner up with someone, I waited till I was 40 to do it. You know what I mean? I could have done it when I was 20-something if I found the right partners.
Right,
You
right.
understand? So I think that's a very important message that I want everyone to kind of get and understand, and to break us out of that poor mentality of man, you partnering, you know what I mean? Yeah, partnering. And guess what? Yeah, I'm a real boss.
Right.
Some people want to call themselves a boss, but I actually am a boss now.
boss,
And my partner's a boss.
Yeah.
And so what do you want to do? Do you want to sit there still saying, okay, I'm not moving until I can do this on my own, I can do this by myself, or are you gonna partner up and then go get that restaurant, go get that building, go get whatever it is, then get another one and get another one. Come on, guys. This is 2019. We got to start bringing back money to the Black community.
Yeah. Let me ask you real quick. What are some of your day-to-day responsibilities as a restaurant owner, as a business owner?
So just to give you a little bit, I'm definitely one of the managing partners,
Right.
And that includes, I'll give you my daily rundown. I wake up and I gotta, first thing is make sure we have inventory for the day.
Okay.
Inventory. You have to go to the wholesale markets, because it's a restaurant, to get the food,
Right.
to get the supplies, that the kitchen needs. Then also you have to make sure you have the inventory and the supplies covered for, your liquor.
Right.
Make sure you got the bar needs and everything in place. You have to make sure that you have your staff scheduled for later, for the week.
Wow.
Make sure you're going over your numbers. Make sure the numbers is trending the right way. And make sure you address, any concerns that you may have. With we sold X amount of salmon, and right now, the salmon that we're getting it at this much at Jetro, okay, but now at, shout out to Omega SeaWorld. You can go to Omega SeaWorld and, maybe he can, give us a better deal, for that same salmon, so now, you're either, instead of having to change the price point to, try to get a better profit off of that salmon, we can keep the price point the same, but then you go and you get the product for, a better deal. You're able to, the customer gets, what they want.
Yeah.
The business gets, still a better profit margin. I mean, everybody's happy, but, day to day, it's really inventory in the daytime, making sure that everything is ready. Because you got your chefs in the kitchen already prepping for your day. And they're like, hey, you got that snapper? I need that snapper. And you have see what liquor. You're like, okay, you had your inventory that you did last night. You're going over your liquor list. All right, I gotta go to the either the beer warehouse or you put in your order, through one of the main merchants that's like a monopoly, when it comes to the liquor game, but then as the day starts, your shift starts, now you're more managing, making sure that the staff has everything they need now presently, in the place.
Right.
The customers are coming in, you should be greeting every customer. You should be, even if your staff is dealing with them, you should be following up behind them. Hey,
Right.
is everything okay?
Yeah.
Once you're making sure that everything is good. If you have time now, you get back on that computer, and you're going back over some more numbers, and you're kind of seeing what's going on. If any problem arises, you got to make sure you're present. Make sure you're there, that the people, your patrons, know that what, a manager is willing to come out here and speak to me,
Right.
to come and deal with it. That makes me know that I'm important.
Yeah.
Not just, well, I didn't like this drink, Waitress takes it back, and doesn't know really, okay, if I can give them a free drink, or how do I fix the the problem? You need someone who's going to be active to come out, and even if you gave that waitress, okay, it's like, look, go fix it. You can fix the drink, give them a free drink. You should still follow up and say, hey, I understand you didn't like the drink. Just want to apologize for that.
Yeah.
Let them know that you
Let
care.
them know you care. Yeah.
And that goes a long way.
Yeah.
So, and then at the end of your day, you're checking out. You're doing the checkout reports. You're making sure that everything, the numbers matched up. Whatever it said that you sold, the everything is there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean? Yeah. Because you got a lot of hands behind the bar and stuff like that. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So, it's a long day. It's a long process. That's just a general rundown. There's still a lot of things that's in between there.
Wow.
You go to sleep if you can for maybe a couple of hours, and then you get up and you start it all over again. It's definitely a daily grind. But I believe, because I am new to this still,
right,
but I'm learning really fast. So it's something that's going to take a big part of your life, right? You have to live and breathe everything for that business, and it's going to be like that until it's running like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't think that probably happens, until, or you're comfortable that that's happening until maybe even a year. You know what I mean? So this is what you get into business for, though.
Right.
This is what you love. So it's different doing it for yourself, because otherwise I would have been waking up, punching somebody else's clock anyway.
Right.
Again, nothing wrong with that, but the feeling, the reward you get in return, you know what I mean, it's much different, because you know that, hey, this is for me.
Right.
You're working for, let's say, a retail company, and you sold, $250,000 worth of product that day,
right,
and then you get your check, and you're looking at your check, and it's X amount. You don't know where that money is really going.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're just like, hey, I'm not saying that if you make $250 in a business, you don't.
Yeah,
you got a lot of bills to pay. Right? Especially when you first open. But guess what? I know exactly where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I'm the one writing that check.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a big difference. It's more gratifying, and really the main thing is that you're doing something that you love. And that's it. You can't beat that.
Yeah, a lot of people are working 9 to 5. They don't really, love their job. They're just doing it for the money.
Right.
And after a while, being there for so many years, you you hate the job. You know,
understand?
You're just hanging on.
Listen, motivate your friends. For parents out there, you got kids. I understand everything that it comes, like where what's instilled in us is, push them to go to school and push them to get a good job. Right. That's I think the main that's the main idea that every Caribbean or Black household has.
Mm-hmm.
Go to school, finish school, and get a good job. I want parents to have an open mind, right? If your kid tells you they want to be a ballerina, you push them to be a ballerina.
Mm-hmm. Don't
tell them the economic status of a ballerina,
mm-hmm.
and say, what kind of life is a ballerina going to have making this? You know how much money a ballerina makes? Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you don't know how far that, that dream of being a ballerina can take them. Because if they want to be in the top ballerina, in let's say the East Coast or New York, it can bring them a lot of riches. But beyond the money, they're going to be happy.
Right.
That's what you should want. You should want your kids, your friends, whoever it is, to be happy.
Right.
Simple. You know what I mean? Like, there's people who live with less and are extremely happy.
Mm-hmm.
You go to certain islands, people they come to the U.S. and they're thinking like, it is the land of opportunity, but with the way it is set up right now economically, with the rent, you can't live in Brooklyn, you can't live, in Manhattan. Pretty soon you won't be able to live in the Bronx. It's hard. It's a hard life. You know what I mean? And it can be hard. And if you're here grinding and you can make whatever money you're making, but yet you're not happy, what kind of life is that? We got one life to live. And when we're dead, we're gone. Yeah. So, you send them to school, and I'm not telling no one don't send them to school, but allow them to dream, allow them to have, to go after whatever visions and goals that they want to go after.
Right.
You know, because I mean, I'm 100%. I wouldn't own a business right now if I was just listening to, you know, the expectations that was put on me, you know, by, you know, family or, you know, anyone else who just
Right.
thought, oh man, what is he promoting? Oh man, you know what I mean? I don't know how this is going to pay off for him, you know what I mean, or whatever. Mind you, I wasn't never only doing that.
Right.
You know, there was a time when I was only doing that, but you know, I just stuck with my dream, and the main thing, allow them to be happy, because you go to school, you go to public school or private school, you go to, you know, your high school, you go to college, right? By the time you graduate in college, let's say if you're in your early 20s, right? And then they tell you, oh, go back to school, get your master's, you know, you do that, you know, now hopefully, you know, 25 or in your mid 20s, or, you know, some people, depending if you took a little break because you wanted to make money to pay back those student loans,
Right.
right? Now you're in your 30s, right? And then you get that great job, and then you have to work X amount of years before you can retire, right?
Yeah.
And then after you retire, you're like, you know, in, you know, your upper 50s, 60s,
Yeah.
right? Now you can spend your money, they tell you,
Yeah.
right? And they're going to give you some Social Security. So I just want you to, you know, to think about it. And I'm not knocking. If anyone's happy with that, guess what? That's my point. Be happy with that.
Yeah.
You know, but still, you know, I want people to have an open mind. You know, don't kill these people's dreams. Don't kill these kids' dreams.
Yeah.
You know, allow them to dream and let them do what they want to do. You know what I mean? Allow them to fail. You know, let them learn and let them find their own way.
Right.
You know, that's the best advice I can give.
All right. How many employees do you have in your business?
Uncle Sam, I have less than 10 employees.
All right.
All right. But no, truly I do.
Okay.
I have less than 10. Because I mean, I just started. You know,
Right.
it doesn't pay for me to have, you know, 20 people working for me when the business is still a fledgling, it's a little baby.
Yeah.
Still, you know.
But I heard you have one of the top mixologists, bartenders.
Oh, man.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it. Shout out to Woody St. Just, WSJ
Yep.
bartending. All right, he's helped out a lot of different restaurant and bars out there, so he deserves a lot of credit, a lot of respect. He's a respectable man in the community.
Right.
Definitely, I want to give him a shout out because, you know, he's helped create the specialty cocktails at Suite 704.
Yeah.
You know, we're basically making sure that he knows that this is one of his homes. Okay,
Yeah.
so, you know, he's someone that, you know, he has his own business,
Right.
Which is WSJ bartending. So, you know, that's something that you gotta let him flourish with. You gotta let him go with. You gotta let him do what he do. However,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, he still has time to come and help cultivate Suite 704. So Suite 704 is basically one of his homes, and you know it's you can find him there creating the most amazing cocktails. And also, I mean, you mentioned that Simone, everyone out there, if you're in the Caribbean community, if you've been to a fete, if you've been anywhere and had a great drink, you should know Simone.
Yeah.
Okay? And you know, Simone, you know, she just got on board with Suite 704. It's about to be amazing, brother.
Yeah.
It's about to be on. If anybody knows, and you know, you can find Simone and Woody at the same place.
Oh, it's
right?
trouble.
All right. And then you can't forget yours truly, the chairman of Good Times.
There you go.
It's trouble, man. I'm telling y'all, look out. You know, just come down and have a drink. You know you're guaranteed a great drink. You're
Yeah.
guaranteed a good time. What more do you want?
You
know?
want.
The food is amazing. Shout out to our chef, Chef Marlon. All right. Everyone, they ask me what is he doing? What is he putting in his food?
Yeah.
The food is so good. So, you know, I challenge anyone. You know, I'm not just here saying it. Come down and try us out.
Yeah.
You know, try the drinks, try the food. And then on another note, there's another business called Sugarcane Isle. You know, I ain't forget about you guys. That's
Sugar Cane Isle?
Yeah, it's Sugarcane Isle, ISLE.
Oh, it's not the same sugar cane like sugar cane, right?
Right. No.
Okay.
No, not,
So
not,
people
not the restaurant. Shout
okay.
out to them because
Yeah.
I don't believe in any like there should be competition
Yeah.
amongst us, right? There's enough people in the world who loves to eat, so you know, I actually look up to a lot of the restaurants that, you know, I would dine in. You
Yeah.
know, Sugarcane being one. A lot of the newer restaurants too. Shout out to Sweet BK is it's a small restaurant. You got another restaurant called the Calabash. Shout out to them.
Okay.
Close by me, you have Savvy Bistro. Shout out to them. We just all need to stick together and network. And it should be a fluid amount of traffic that's flowing through all of these restaurants.
Right.
We should all be supporting every restaurant, as long as they're keeping up the standards. If they're keeping up their standards, if they're trying to put out a good product, go support them. Check it out. There's always a reason to go out and eat, celebrate.
Right.
So everyone should be enjoying the fruits of their hard work. So so Sugarcane, though, to go back to them, Sugarcane Isle, it's actually a company. They have a factory in Brazil, right? It's black-owned company, and they have sugarcane juices, and then they have sugarcane syrup.
Wow.
Right? They just started making like sugarcane sticks that we use for our specialty drinks. Which is it's amazing, because after you enjoy this awesome drink, you have this sugarcane stick now that you can just chew on and get some more delicious goodiness, for your.
I've never seen that before.
after.
Sugar cane.
And
Wow.
listen, the great thing about sugarcane, right? People should know if they didn't know. It's a natural. It grows. It's a plant.
Yeah.
And so the sugar that you're getting from that plant is a lot more natural than the processed sugar,
right.
That can give you diabetes, right? That helps form cancer. So we at Sweet 704 made a conscious effort that we're going to try to do away with the simple syrup, which is processed sugar liquefied, right? And we're going to use this natural product, which I love it to death. It's not only because it's healthy, guys. It's just freaking delicious. If you had sugarcane, which I'm pretty sure if you're Caribbean, you've had it at some point, right? It's delicious, and it actually makes the drinks taste better. And a fun fact, right? If you use the sugarcane, right, because now it's also water based, right, in the plant, and it's not the processed sugar, the hangover effect, right, gets lower and lower and lower, because that processed sugar is what helps dehydrate you, right, and that right there helps give you that headache, and with the natural sugarcane, it really helps lower that chance of you having those type of. If you're still gonna.
Yeah, that's a Snapple fun fact right there.
Snapple fun fact. All right, I know this for a fact because I've tried it, guys. All right, so definitely, of course, though, if you overindulge with anything, come on now, you're still gonna have. But I'm talking about if you want to have 1-2 drinks, and you're lightweight. That simple,
like me.
that simple syrup. That simple syrup, it can give you a quick little headache. With that sugar cane, it definitely will help you to not get that headache. It's a better percentage that you're gonna still leave there just feeling nice. That was cool, a cool drink. Then wake up still feeling refreshed. All right, so Sugarcane Isle, check them out. They have an IG page. All right, and it's Sugarcane and ISLE. All right, we got a brunch coming up. Right, it's gonna be every last Sunday. Right, starting the end of this month. So definitely come and check it out. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna have foods from all the different places that produce sugarcane. All right, and you're gonna have unlimited sugarcane mimosas. If you never have one, you better come get your life. All right.
Let me ask you now. Your restaurant, there's certain restaurants that just cater to Jamaicans and Trinis. Is your thing a little mixture of everything?
Man, I'm glad you asked. It's 100% mixture of everything. Okay, I'm a Trini.
Right.
One of my partners is Jamaican.
Okay. And
one of them is Bajan.
Oh wow!
Right?
See.
So we have a great mixture, of the different islands, and all of our influences went into the restaurant and the food and the drinks.
Yeah.
So it's a great mixture, and it's not. You can still get certain foods that are honestly not Caribbean, or thought of as only Caribbean. We have calamari there. That's not just that's not considered a Caribbean dish, but you have calamari, you have your lobster, we have certain, food that, someone just came yesterday. We have a key food across the street from us, and the manager came in and he was like, I want chicken Alfredo. You got chicken Alfredo, man. No problem.
No
you
problem,
know,
yeah.
we can do anything. So, but of course, our base and our love is with the Caribbean. So, we say we're Caribbean inspired.
Right.
So of course we have a little bit of everything in there for everyone.
And you got with the area, the gentrification, you have to make sure you have a little bit of extra stuff.
You gotta cater to the community.
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't want to push nobody away.
Right.
Come on in. It's all nothing but love in here.
Right.
So we have something for everyone. And for the people who want to learn more about the Caribbean and Caribbean dishes and Caribbean tastes. Come on down. For the people who say, hey, I just want a great atmosphere. I don't really want a Caribbean dish. We can still hook you up.
Yeah.
Come on in. We got you. So we have something going on for everyone.
And how are you advertising your business?
Advertising so far.
I know social media. I see you always pushing on social media.
Exactly.
Like,
I
all the
was going
time.
to say, I think,
with the drinks and stuff. It looks so.
Right now, I mean, if we look at, I want y'all to think about this, right? The last two presidents of the United States, right, who was in office, Trump, unfortunately, and Barack Obama.
Right.
They were really those elections were actually won through social media, right? Go back and look it up, guys. Social media led those presidency races,
right?
And that's why we're having all these these attacks with social media and through Facebook, because they realize that social media is such a powerful engine, and people look at what's on social media, and sometimes they just absorb it without looking through more information and finding out more. But I'm saying that to say, that's right now, that's the basis of our marketing. Like we haven't went on. This is my first radio interview. And I'm happy. That you gave me the opportunity to do it.
Right.
But other than that, I've been just doing social media. We've been doing social media, and I think it's a very strong, engine. There's a lot of social media influencers now. That's a new title job. I wish they had that when I was, heavy on my promo game. Shoot. But it's so right now it's mainly social media. We're looking to other platforms, of course, because marketing. I love marketing. It's just one of the things that I've always loved, regardless of what. So we're going to be looking into more different avenues of marketing, but right now, generally, it's social media.
Yeah, and all your permits are good. Liquor license, the health department, all that stuff.
We're good.
Because that liquor license, I heard it's no joke, right?
It's a process.
It's a process, right?
It's a process, right? Please understand, and this is why, guys, when you go into establishments, do the right thing.
Right, exactly.
I have a lot of people that I consider friends out there, and I can't think of anyone who will ever come in and purposely let's say act up.
Yeah.
Right? But let's just say if you're out, somebody looks at your girl, and you're in someone's venue, don't do anything that's going to jeopardize yourself. First off, your own safety,
right?
But honestly, the safety of other people in the venue, right? And then honestly, it affects the venue, because if there's an incident in your venue, that incident goes on record for that venue. It's had nothing to do with me. You understand? But when I have to go back and renew for a liquor license, they look at they pull up your record and say, hey, I see you had a couple of incidences there, man. I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know if you're good for the community.
Is that the reason why some businesses, I don't know if it's closed, but some people have to change the name sometimes? Is that the reason why?
Definitely. There's some people who can't open now. I'm not going to say any because they had certain incidences, right? But it was not, something that they did. If somebody, unfortunately brought a gun into their venue, people be like, oh, well, that's security and that, that's whatever. Why are you bringing a gun in there?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? If you're going to eat, if you're going to party or whatever, like, leave that at home. You know what I mean? So, when that happens now, and that goes on their record, even though the owner didn't bring that in there, it's on the owner. I mean, it is our job to protect our patrons.
Yeah.
It's our job to be good stewards of the community, right? But, honestly, guys, we need your help, because a lot of these things are not happening, in certain restaurants, right? And it's because that community, when they go out, they go into these restaurants, they're respectful. They know I'm going there to dine, and they're not going in there with, certain elements on them that could jeopardize themselves or other people. You know, and we just need to like, no, if you're going out there to have fun, go out there to have fun. You know, just be aware that you're affecting so many people. You know, including yourself when you go out there. Even if you don't think those are your intentions, you know, guys, you know, it's too much going on out here.
Yeah.
You know, let's always go out with positive energy.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, those things can affect.
There was a
business.
situation one time. Sorry to cut you off, where I was sitting down at the bar, and the guy who's a regular, he was sitting down. He asked for a rum punch to go, and the owner was sitting there. He was like,
Wow.
"Are you serious?" He was like,
Wow.
He was like, to rum punch to go. He said, last time I had a rum punch to go, he says,
Wow.
he said, I didn't know. He says, he said, you crazy. He looked at the guy like, he's like, what? What's wrong? He says, listen, you want me to lose my my liquor license?
Yeah.
He said, I did last time. He said, show me the bartender who gave it to you.
Yeah.
He says, I don't remember her.
Wow.
But I never knew that. I mean, now that I thought about it, because certain states you can leave, but I guess in New York you can't leave with no liquor in your hand, huh?
You cannot. Absolutely not. And that's so crazy. And
you got to be careful then, right?
You got to be careful. And that's why, you know, even with your staff, with who you're hiring, you know, if that staff member really doesn't care about your business, they're going to do whatever they got to do to get either extra tip or extra whatever. And, you know, not realizing that just not only could it cost them it's going to cost them their job, because the business is going to be out of business. You know, if you know, God forbid, you know, police or anyone sees that person leaving you know, that venue with that alcohol, that's it, man. Like, you know, so it's really what we take lightly. What we think, oh, come on, man, the drink is good. You can't put in a little cuppy cup.
I know, right?
Little cuppy cup so I can just, you know, head out and go home with it. It tastes good. Like, yo, guys, it's not worth it. If you really like to drink that much, trust me, just go back and get another one another day. You know what I mean? Because you're going to take that drink to go, and that business is going to have to go. Not just because you took that little cuppy cup out. You know?
All right. If you had, before we go, you had a piece of advice to give someone trying to start their own business. You've been giving advice throughout the whole show. What would it be?
The main pieces of advice. I just want to give the key pieces, I think. Number one, if your idea doesn't require you to build a team, the idea is not big enough. Number one, right? All right. So partner up. Partnering up. 2, cooperative economics, which is basically you pulling your resources together, pooling that money together, right, to build strength, to go and be able to start that business and go to the bank or go to whoever to say, this is what we have, right? You know, my credit, his credit, you know, his cash, his income, my income, you know, and that gives you a stronger foundation. So now you can go to the bank and get whatever loan or whatever else you need, you know, to get whatever building or whatever, you know, business it is up and running. All right. The last piece of advice, right, I would like to give important when it comes to it is, don't ever give up on yourself, right? Don't let age, don't let a loved one, right, whether it's a spouse, whether it's a mother or a father, you know, don't let no one tell you that your dream is too far-fetched or it's time to give your dream up. All right? Never. I don't care what it is. Seriously, go for it. It's about being happy, right? And it's about, you know, you believing in yourself. The only person that can stop, you know, you from having or achieving your dream is really you. All right, so that would be my last, I think, important piece of advice.
All right. Are you still doing events? You know, remember back in the days you do all the events? I know now with this, the more bucks and all that.
The answer to that is yes. All right. Shout out to Team Fat.
Team Fat, right?
Listen, one of the truest people I have in my corner, there's a couple of them, right? And you know, because I don't want to, you know, not forget anybody, but the general. You know, Keyron, he's a great guy, man. He has a great heart. I respect him so much, you know what I mean? And you know, he's truly a general. He's truly a soldier. And, you know, he's taking it, he's taking the reins of doing certain things when it comes to, like, you know, organizing the events. Because, of course, right now, as I told you, like, it's so crazy how the schedule goes when you're trying to run your business that just opened. So it's really hard for me to say, okay, I'm gonna take time out now and set up, you know, this, call this DJ and set this up to do this, or, you know, call this artist to set up, a show.
Right.
So I don't want, the what helped me get here to just die.
Right.
Right. So, I'm definitely happy to have the general in my corner to, still, handle those things
Right.
for now. But definitely it's not over, because now actually I want to do it even bigger and better. You know what I mean? So now you're just not going to see me doing, probably, certain things that you saw me do in the past, because now it has to be a progression.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I progressed into the business,
Yeah.
right, now I have to come back with something for you guys to be like, all right, I understand, and I see where he's still progressing, and he's still growing, and he's still giving us something more. You know what I mean? Because now I'll have the ability to do a little bit more.
Right.
So you will see some things coming down the pipeline, but it's going to be on a whole different scale, brother.
Different scale,
right?
yeah.
It's going to be very, very, very big. Look out for the Suite 704, weekends. Let me say something like that. All right. All right. But shout out to Prezi. All right. Good guy there too. Always been in my corner. All right. I want to give a shout out to my partners who are not afraid of being in the limelight.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Joel. Shout out to Kip. Right. Shout out to Famous.
Right.
All right. Those are
The main dog.
right.
Yeah.
Right. And then my main partner, also, who doesn't like the last one, who doesn't like being put out there. I'll just say shout out to my Bayesian partner.
Right.
Right. I know some people probably can figure it out anyway,
Yeah.
but out of respect for him,
Right.
I just want to say shout out to him. Great vision, great people.
Right.
I'm glad that we were able to come together, and look out for Suite 704 in a state near you.
Yeah.
Right?
And before we go, let people know Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff where they can get in contact with you and 704.
Absolutely.
All that good stuff.
First and foremost, log on to Instagram, look up Suite, SUIT as in Tom E. All right, 704 B as in boy K at Gmail. Not at Gmail. Suite 704 BK. Just type that in, and you'll see that come up on Instagram. Right. But now the Gmail I've just given you is still suite704bk at gmail.com if you're interested in like reservations, or doing something like a baby shower,
Right.
Wedding reception, stuff like that.
Wow.
I mean, we're open to taking bookings for that. We've done a few school holiday parties already. We've done retirement events.
Nice.
We're doing things like that. We're not looking for doing any bashments there. All right. So, that's not really something that we're trying to do.
Right.
But other than that, if you want a birthday dinner, that's the type of mood and setting that we can definitely provide for you. So Suite 704BK at gmail.com, right, for booking or reservations inquiries, right? Suite 704BK on Instagram, right. Then my personal is Powers718. All right, I'm the chairman of Good Time, so if you're looking for a good time, come down to Suite 704. Check out my page. Right, I'll make sure that whatever it is, event that you're trying to do or dinner you're trying to host, that it's just one of a memorable experience, of your life. So,
all right, Powers, it was a pleasure having you on the show today,
thank
bro.
you, my brother. I appreciate
All
you,
right,
man.
and we wish you all the best, man, moving forward.
Thank you, brother. It's great being here.
This wraps up another episode of Face to Face. Yours truly, Nesta Cann. Take care and God bless.
Peace.